Let's talk about Everton and surviving today. Not the most outstanding performance, but tidy enough to get the job done. Abdoulaye Doucouré coming through with a big goal, probably the most important goal of his career to save them. 1954 is the last time they were not in the Premier League, so it's hard to imagine the Premier League without Everton. And today, I mean, after flirting with relegation twice in a row, they managed to save their campaign again.
Yeah, I mean, Everton are football royalty in that sense. Like, look, they've been in the top flight longer than Manchester United. Listen, apart from Arsenal, they've been in the top flight longer than any team you can think of. Just name them.
So there you have the Doucouré goal there.
That's who they are. But I don't think they've used it that well. I think they had a nice period in the 80s where they were winning titles. And that's it. They just have not done enough. And I think the club is very poorly run. They are one of the few clubs that has FFP issues. There's all these issues. Look, I don't understand what they are doing at Everton, because for a club of their size and the amount of money they have and the time they spend in the Premier League, they shouldn't be struggling financially, and they shouldn't be having to do this dance every year. I think 2 years is enough. I think if we are back here next year, it just shows that the club
have showed us that you can't afford to do this 3 years running.
Yeah, you can't be doing this dance, because eventually it tells.
Their problem, in my view, has always come from the top. If you give the job to a coach like Roberto and the former
Carlo Ancelotti,
Benitez,
Rafa Benitez, you don't panic. Benitez was given this job. He started so well. Then
hit a rough patch.
His key players all got injured.
Yep.
He hit a rough patch. Then you panic.
And went for Frank Lampard.
Then you went for Frank Lampard. What did you see in Lampard for you to go for him? Okay, you went for him, and then you hope that he will stabilize the ship.
I mean, Benitez's connection to Liverpool meant that
the fans,
patience.
the fans.
They didn't like him. They
succumbed to fan pressure, because the fans never wanted him there.
Exactly.
And so the moment results turned, the
fans said, we told you.
We told you.
But you see, that is why they are decision makers. You have to take the decision.
Yeah.
Having said that, should they stick with Sean Dyche? Or they brought him in to do a job, he's gotten the job done, then they should go and do something different. Believe you me, look, from the way this league is going on, I will stick to Sean Dyche, because he understands the dynamic of this league.
Most importantly, I think he knows how to work with a lean budget.
With the lean budget.
Now, and Everton don't look like they're about to spend any money.
Exactly. Allow him the chance to build his team. I hear people like Jeremina and co are leaving, because he's put up a video out there that suggested that this was his last game for the team. All those who are not up there and wanted to let them leave. Believe in Sean Dyche.
He'll bring in his
Allow
own
him
players.
to buy his own players. He will steady the ship.
About to become
year
barely
or two.
2.0.
A year or two, if the ship, I think they are even thinking of selling the club. Maybe get a new owner who want to do things different, and then the team can build. But that goal from Abdoulaye Doucouré is befitting of a goal to make Everton stay in the Premiership.
I think Coach is right. I think Sean Dyche, what hurt him at Burnley towards the end was the lack of investment, but also at the confusion at board level, because the season before they got relegated, they changed owners.
Yes.
And as the owners changed, there was a bit of confusion. So their summer transfer window was a bit bizarre. And when that summer transfer window was untidy and uncoordinated, it affected their ability to survive.
Exactly.
And then that's why they eventually sacked him and all of that. So if he comes and Everton have way more money than Burnley. If he has a bit more resources,
they're building a new stadium.
Stadium, and they're a bit more streamlined in their thinking. I think he can do a very good job. Because remember, Sean Dyche has had Burnley playing in Europe before. Let's not forget.
With free agents and loanees.
So I think Sean Dyche I really rate Sean Dyche. I think Sean Dyche is a very
He's
good
a brilliant manager, actually.
But I thought that this job was a bit too big, in the sense that it's not about his quality, but
they had difficult fixtures.
There's difficult, and there's a lot of chaos going on. And luckily for them, as I always say, you don't have to be the best.
Remember, their owner is a Russian oligarch. He's had
one of their partners, Usmanov, yes. So I was thinking that all of these things would be difficult. And look, if I'm being honest, when I look at some of the matches they've played, how they've won their games, some of these like long range goals and things, it's a bit lucky, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
They've done what they needed to do. So I think coach is right. Shondai should be given more time. I think he can get something out of the team. And I don't even think it should just be a year or two. I think if he's given the money and the resources,
It depends on the owner. It depends on who the
we'll see the results.
Who's majority owner?
Farid Mushiri. I think they are trying to sell it to an American company.
America's about to take over the Premier League.
America. When they take the team,
They
they
are about to
don't
take
do well. They don't want to sell my team. What is that?
They're about to take over the Premier League as things stand up.
They're people with money, so they're the ones buying all the teams.
don't have